Hello, and welcome to episode 19 of By Night, where you join me at Deptford Bridge DLR station, where we're going to be starting tonight on the 453. So I've come out to Deptford Bridge so we can get a full run on it. I don't know why I particularly want to do a full run on the 453. It's not that much of a route. Let's go down this cycleway. I want to know what's down here. I have a little bit until my bus because I left late and now I've got like almost half an hour to wait because I literally just missed one. But that's fine. I have more time to explore. Oh, this area is apparently called Broadway Fields according to that sign. Very nice. So yes. We are in the final throes of the series, as I have been alluding to in the last couple episodes. But we have reached the point now where I have decided to come up with a detailed episode by episode plan of what I'm going to do, so that I don't leave myself with, so I don't leave myself islanded halfway into an episode where it's a long way to go to get to a route I've not done yet. And I've found a place that I can't be seen. Great. Okay, I'm going over here. There are some lights over here. You can see me when there are lights. So yes. Yeah, there's a bunch of plans on my phone. They live in my notes app, and I will be following one of them tonight. And that plan entails getting the 453 all the way to Marylebone, then the N2 all the way down to Crystal Palace, the N63 up to Elephant and Castle, then the 176 up to Tottenham Court Road-ish, and finishing on the 14 all the way down to Putney Heath, which, I'm quite happy about finishing down in southwest, because that means it's easy for me to get home. So yes, by my calculations there should be 9 episodes left of the series. So, yeah, less than 10 episodes to go, less than 10 weeks to go therefore. So, yes, a little bit of an oddity with how the series has planned out, or how it's panned out, and how I've had to plan the remaining episodes, is that there will only be one new route covered in the final episode. But I have something planned for that, because, it's going to be the final episode, and every night bus specifically is kind of an odd thing to do, so I'm going to do something fun for the end. But yes, we're in Deptford Bridge, and it's time to get on the 453 for the first route of By Night episode 19.
Mucha grita, ¿no? Se abrió, viste, como yoga, hacer yoga con caballo y qué sé yo. Bueno, parece que se le cortó el chorro y me notó Rosario que la mina se pegó con el sugar, que parece que es un viejo montañero bárbaro, y que el viejo le dijo, che,
And you now join me on LT861, coming through Elephant and Castle on the 4H3, which runs from Deptford Bridge to Marylebone via New Cross Gate, Elephant and Castle, Trafalgar Square and Oxford Circus. The 483 during the day serves as a frequency booster for the 53 between Deptford Bridge and Lambeth North, and then continuing from Lambeth North into Marylebone through central London, giving the inner parts of the route of the 53 a direct bus link into central London. In time, the Bakerloo line will be extended from Elephant and Castle, roughly following the 483 along the Old Kent Road, to Lewisham. So perhaps the importance of the 483 will be diminished in time, however long that takes. Hopefully not too long. That extension is very needed. But the 483 has proven 453 has proven a very important route, to the point that it was so busy that in the 2000s, the 453, I nearly did it again, was one of the relatively small number of bus routes in London that used the Mercedes Ataro bendy buses. So, very important route. And, yeah. And I have now arrived at London Marylebone, off of LT 861 there, which, yes, got a bit busy, so extended clip going through Elephant and Castle with me talking over it. But yes, we're in London Marylebone. In fact, I can see the station right in front of me, and it's a very, very nice looking station. I kind of wish the station concourse was open so I could take you all in there, because it's light. It's one of the lesser known of London's termini, and it is the second smallest with only 6 platforms, I think. So it's a very quirky one, and also, in addition to only having 6 platforms, it is London's last completely non-electrified terminus. That title was shared with Paddington, but of course Paddington was electrified in Paddington was first wired up in the 90s. Of course, the Heathrow Express. How could I forget that? But yes, London Marylebone, very, very nice station. I adore Marylebone. It looks like there's a 165 in. Very nice. I like I love Chiltern's Fleet. Chiltern's Fleet are brilliant. And of course, the Great Central Railway crest. Because, yeah, the Great Central Railway was a thing. Got axed by Beeching, with good reason, honestly. It was not living up to what it was meant to be, and it never would. But anywho, I'm at Marylebone. I'm now waiting for the N2.
N2 to Crystal Palace.
And you now join me on Arriva London's HV296 on the N2 from Marylebone to Crystal Palace. So, this one, first of all, this B5LH right eclipse Gemini 3, as you could probably see from the clip that I just filmed, has been refurbished. We now have USB charging, which includes Type-C. I think they've redone the seats. They certainly feel nicer. Not quite as worn. We have the new iBus 2 screen and LED blinds on the outside. Very nice. But yeah, so the N2, we have that N. We have an N. So the normal 2 runs from Marylebone, just as the N2, down to West Norwood, through Victoria, Vauxhall and Brixton. Then overnight, to make it the N2, they extend that from West Norwood down to Crystal Palace, and we'll be on this for the full run tonight, all the way down to Crystal Palace. And you now join me from Stop B on Crystal Palace Parade, right across the road from Crystal Palace Park, which at this time is absolutely stunning. If you walk across from where I am into the bit of the park that's directly opposite and go to the edge of the hill, stunning view, absolutely beautiful, particularly at 3:23 in the morning. I tried to film a little bit, or I saw what the lighting was like, and unfortunately it's too dark for me to film. But trust me on this, absolutely stunning. I spent probably a good 5 minutes there just taking pictures down the hill at probably Croydon, but it was nice looking. It's the only time Croydon's ever looked nice. Anyway, I'm at Crystal Palace. It's beautiful here. And I'm waiting on the N63, which will take us to Elephant and Castle. So, yeah, N63. The timetable says, these are useful. I love the TFL format timetables, they're brilliant. Should take us about half an hour to get to Elephant and Castle. And there will be one in 16 minutes. I just missed one as we got in off the N2. So I would have, I think we were on time off the N2 as well. So, not a great connection, but we're fine. And yeah, so, N63 to leave this beautiful place behind, unfortunately. I really wanted to come to Crystal Palace on by night to see what the park looked like at night, just for myself, and it's so lovely. It's so peaceful, it's so dark, it's just... I love the nighttime. I feel like I should be nocturnal. I love the nighttime. Anyway, N63. And you now join me on Transport UK's 2591, one of their ADL Enviro 400 hybrid MMCs on the N63, up to King's Cross. So, we have that N prefix. So there is a regular daytime 63, and that is different to this one. So, the N63 runs from Crystal Palace to King's Cross via Honour Oak, Elephant and Castle, London Blackfriars, and Farringdon. The daytime 63 only runs as far as Honour Oak. So that bit between Honour Oak and Crystal Palace that we're doing now, actually, is where the N comes in N63. So, yeah. The 63 during the day is operated by some very, very nice BYD D8UR Enviro 400 EVs that were the first to debut TfL's Future Bus specification, which includes the high back seating, the wood effect flooring, and the seat back stop buttons and the skylights and stuff. So those buses on the 63, they were the first ones that had all that. But the N63 is a much more regular affair. So let's get to the B-run.
N63 to King's Cross Station. Sydenham Hill, Kirkdale.
And I've now made it to Elephant and Castle off of a very good run on the N63. So now I'm waiting for our penultimate bus of the night, the 176, which will take us on the relatively short journey up to Cambridge Circus, which is just south of Tottenham Court Road. So yeah, Elephant and Castle. We've been here a few times in the series now. I love this place. I spent 4 years going to university here. In fact, I'm literally walking over to it now because I've got a few minutes before my bus comes. It's at about past. That's not it. That's an N89. But yeah, Elephant and Castle. It's an interesting place. That used to be a roundabout, but it's not anymore, and that's a good thing. So, just walking up to my old uni now. I'm gonna miss this place. There's the Faraday Memorial, and I'm being boxed in by benches. There are so many benches out here, because this is an art uni, and art unis all smoke. So the front of the uni is basically turned into a massive smoking area. The most bins I've ever seen in one place in anything close to central London. But this is LCC. This is the London College of Communication, where I spent, as I said, 4 years learning how to graphic design, which is why my thumbnails all look beautiful, and why my liveries in City Bus Manager all look lovely, etc. So, yes, that's not my uni anymore. I've finished, I've graduated. That's not present me. That's past me. So, yeah, I'm going to go back to the stop on London Road, because that is where I need to catch the 176. So I'll see you on board.
South Bank.
And you now join me on Go Ahead London's MHV 85 on the 176, which runs from Penge to Oxford Circus, Tottenham Court Road, via Forest Hill, Camberwell, and Trafalgar Square. The 176 is one of the longer bus routes in London. One of the longer bus routes out of central London anyway, with a daytime runtime of, I'm doing this live, about an hour and a half from Penge to Tottenham Court Road. The 1506 from Penge gets into Tottenham Court Road at 16:38, which is very long for a route into central London. And yeah, it's run with a whole mixture of buses, but seeing as it's so long, and it goes to a part of town that does have a few night buses already, you can see why they chose to make this route 24-hour, rather than running a separate night bus that perhaps went further into the suburbs, because it's not really necessary.
To Tottenham Court Road, Bedford Street. Trafalgar Square, Charing Cross Station.
you now join me in Cambridge Circus, which is the junction of the Charing Cross Road and Shaftesbury Avenue, sort of at the southeastern corner of Soho. So, I'm just crossing the Charing Cross Road now, and there's an N5 and 176 heading southbound on the other side of the circus. Cambridge Circus, very nice little area. There's a theatre that's got Harry Potter and the Cursed Child on at the moment. Oof. I can't remember what the name of that theatre is for the life of me, but it's there. I'm now crossing Shaftesbury Avenue without a light. You can do that at 3 in the morning. And yeah, I'm gonna wait for the final bus of the episode, final bus of the morning, which will be the 14 that we're gonna get all the way down to Putney Heath.
Dean Street, Chinatown.
I've now made it to Putney Heath. The interchange here is named for the Green Man pub, which is... hold on. Over there. That little white building, that is the Green Man pub. And this whole interchange is named Putney Heath Green Man. So, yeah. Fun little factoid, I guess. But that was episode 19 of By Night. I'm going to head over onto Putney Heath itself, because that looks quite nice. So yes, episode 19 of By Night. Finally, me from this time last week is correct. This is episode 19. But yeah, episode 19 went fairly well, I have to say. A few rather long connections, but oh well. One of them I got to hang out front Marylebone station for a little bit, and the other one I got to take pictures at Crystal Palace, so I guess both ended up being W's. But that leads me on to the recap, which, yes, so we started off the night down in Deptford Bridge on the 453 up to Marylebone. Then that was a good run, I should say. Or I should say, that was a good run. There's a fox. There's a fox. There he is. Look at him. He's adorable. I don't want to get too close in case I scare him. But oh my god, he's adorable. He's adorable. I love foxes. Anyway, yeah. So then we got the N2 down to Crystal Palace. Also a very good run. My first time on the refurbished HVs, actually. They are very nice. Not huge change spec-wise, but they're not quite as worn as they used to be, which is always good. That arm's getting tired. So, I'm being backlit. Let's go over this way where I'll be friendly. There we go. Then, getting off at Crystal Palace, it was time to go on to the N63, which we got into London as far as Elephant and Castle. And that was also a very good run, very quick, and a nice comfortable connection onto the 176 that enabled me to take a detour to my old uni, which is always nice. I say old like I didn't just graduate from there like earlier this summer. Anyway, then it was on the 176 up to Cambridge Circus at the bottom of Soho. There's the fox! There he is. Oh, he's adorable. Anyway, wow, he is. He's not going anywhere. He's not budging. He's hemming. Look how cute he is. Anyway, not getting distracted, I said. Yeah, on to the 176. Nice, quick, short run up to Cambridge Circus. And then on to the 14, which was a very, very good run down to Putney Heath, where we find ourselves now, underneath the flight path for Heathrow. I can't tell if they're arriving or departing. I assume if they were arriving, they'd have to be fully configured for landing by now. But at the same time, that's going west. So maybe they are landing. Maybe that is landing. I don't know. Anywho. So yeah, tonight's been fun. Tonight's been good. So I think all that remains to be said is I will see you on Monday from City Bus Manager on the South Coast, on Thursday from City Bus Manager in West Scotland, and next week from By Night. Bye bye.